My name's Iman, and tonight was supposed to be the proudest moment of my life, my graduation party. After years of sleepless nights, endless essays, and living off instant noodles, I finally made it. I thought my parents would finally see me as something more than just a disappointment. The room was glowing. Fairy lights strung overhead, soft jazz in the background, champagne glasses clinking. I was making my way to the drinks table when I froze. There, just a few feet away, was my dad. Not laughing with guests. Not posing for photos. Instead, he was holding my champagne glass and quietly tipping a small packet of white powder into it. My chest tightened. My ears rang. Did I just see that? He glanced up, caught my eye, and gave me this calm, almost fatherly smile like nothing had happened. But my gut screamed otherwise. I walked over slowly, picked up the glass, and turned toward my younger sister, Mehak. With the sweetest smile I could fake, I said, "This one's for you. You deserve it." She beamed, thanked me, and downed the entire glass in one gulp. Minutes later, she went pale. Her hands trembled. She clutched her stomach and stumbled. Gasps filled the room. My mum screamed for help. Someone called an ambulance. I just stood there, my heart pounding, my brain trying to process the fact that whatever was meant for me had just gone into her. As the paramedics wheeled Mehak out, my dad grabbed my arm and yanked me into the corner. His voice was low, sharp, and ice cold. "You're nothing but a parasite, Iman. You take and give nothing back. You're a stain on this family. I should have done this years ago." Right there, something inside me broke. But something else woke up. The daughter who wanted her parents' approval was gone. What was left was colder, sharper, and ready to strike back. If they wanted me gone, I'd give them a reason to fear me first. I didn't sleep that night. I lay in bed replaying every moment, my father's hand tipping the powder, his words in my ear, the smirk he wore as if he'd already buried me in his mind. By morning, Mehak was stable. The hospital said it was food poisoning, but I knew better. And so did he. He didn't even bother to hide it. At breakfast, he glanced at me, sipped his coffee, and said, "Guess it wasn't your day." My mother chuckled like it was some inside joke. That's when I made a silent promise. If you think you can poison me, I'll make sure your whole world tastes the same bitterness. I started small. Quiet. Observing. My dad was obsessed with appearances, his reputation in the community, his business contacts, the polished image of the perfect family. My mum was no different. Always hosting dinners, flaunting jewelry, pretending everything was picture perfect. And I knew exactly where to strike. I hacked into my dad's work emails. Nothing flashy, just a quick, careful login when he left his laptop open one evening. Within minutes, I found enough shady transactions and backdoor deals to sink his entire career. I began recording. Every cruel comment, every heated argument, every moment they dropped the mask. My phone was full of their real faces, the venom, the threats, the lies. I became the perfect daughter. Sweet. Obedient. Grateful. I laughed at his jokes. Helped Mum in the kitchen. I made them feel safe again, like I'd accepted my place. They didn't see the storm building right in front of them. Then, I waited for the perfect stage. My father's upcoming business gala. The event of the year, with investors, press, and half the city in attendance. He'd be shining under the lights, until I switched them off. On the night of the gala, I wore my brightest smile, shook hands with guests, and stayed close to my parents. But inside, my heart was steady, cold, ready. Everything was in place, the laptop hooked to the projector, the files queued, the recordings loaded. When the host called my father to the stage, my finger hovered over the button that would ruin him. They wanted to erase me from their lives. Tonight, I'd make sure the world erased them first. The gala hall shimmered with gold and glass. Laughter echoed, champagne flowed, and my father stood center stage, basking in the spotlight. Investors leaned forward, hanging on his every word. I slipped backstage, heart steady, hand on the small wireless remote in my pocket. One click, and the projector behind him flickered. Instead of his planned slides about quarterly profits, the first email appeared. Shady deals. Illegal transfers. Names. Dates. Then came the photos of him with people he swore he never met. Gasps filled the air. Phones shot up, recording every second. He stammered, tried to wave it off. But I wasn't done. The next file was audio, his voice, clear as crystal, spitting out the words. "She's nothing but a parasite. I should have killed her years ago." The room froze. Every eye turned to me as I stepped onto the stage. "That's your perfect man," I said, my voice steady. That's my father. Security moved in, but they weren't coming for me. They were here for him. By the time he realized, the police were already pushing through the crowd. My mother? She tried to slip away quietly, until the recordings of her mocking Mehak's condition played. No one stopped her from leaving, but everyone filmed her walk of shame. That night, they lost everything. Their money, their reputation, the perfect image they'd built for years shattered in under 10 minutes. And me? I walked away without looking back. Mehak, still weak but recovering, watched the news from her hospital bed. When she saw the truth, she cried. Not for them, but for the sister who saved her life by taking away the ones who tried to destroy mine. I didn't do it for applause. I didn't do it for revenge alone. I did it because when someone poisons your glass, sometimes you have to burn down their whole banquet. And that's how the people who gave me life lost their own. Tell me, if you caught your family plotting against you, would you forgive them, or would you make sure they never got the chance to try again? Let me know in the comments. And remember, some stories aren't just told, they're served cold.